Hello, you guys. Welcome to the Ranting Shop. I am Melissa. Today, we're going to be talking about the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So, this is season 2, episode 13. So, today, we're gonna go in chronological order to discuss what happened on the show. The first thing was that Martell, who was accompanied by who he called his father figure, went to a suit company to buy some suits. I think it's called the Roosevelt and Company Suit Company. So whilst there, the father figure brought to his attention that he's hearing that like things are not going so well in his divorce situation. So he then explains further what is happening and mentioned that one big issue is that his children are now privy to a lot of what's going on with their divorce, and that of course we're seeing as viewers that it's a very messy situation, as we learned last season that Martell had been cheating on his wife for 5 years, and now most recently he had been slandering his wife's name, saying that she cheated on him and didn't provide anything for him sexually, and so on and so forth. And he is insisting that Melody was the one who put his business out on social media, when in fact what happened was that because of the show was the first place that we learned that Martell was being unfaithful. Okay, Melody may have spoken about it after the fact, but she wasn't the one that put their business out into the open air. It was the show. So I don't know why he keeps blaming Melody for that. So the children are privy to all the nasty comments, they're privy to the fighting. It's a very sad situation. All the children know is their mother and father being together, and now they're not together, and they don't like each other. They're fighting, they're going below the belt and doing all of this. So it must be a very difficult transition for these children. They spoke about the 47 acres. I believe this is the same 47 acres that his friend Chris was telling him about in the previous episode, where the company decided to remove Martell's name for the company, or as the property's name, because of all the messiness of his divorce. And he said that it would be a $250,000 profit if they are able to secure that deal. He says that he wishes everything could be different, but the funny thing about that is it is because of Martell that everything is not different. He's the one that cheated on his wife and got another woman pregnant, and that is what at the end of the day caused the demise of his marriage. So if he should be blaming anyone, he should be blaming himself for how things are turning out. You cannot expect to hurt somebody to that point and then expect them to just quietly disappear, to just quietly accept what you did to them. I'm pretty sure she accepted it before, because this is not the first time he's cheated. He's continuously cheated for 5 years. So there you have that. The last thing his father figure said to him was, make sure you leave the divorce with dignity. I'm sorry, father figure, but at this point, there's no time for that. He's already lost all his dignity, all his respect, because of the lengths he's taken to disgrace his wife. At this point, when he was disgracing his wife on several YouTube platforms, he wasn't thinking about dignity and respect. He was thinking about trying to clear his name. So I wish the father figure told him that sooner, because at this point, it makes no sense to bring about that. He's already disgraced his name. So let's go to Jalen. So Jalen is at the his office, and he's trying to figure out where to put certain things, and he's basically planning out his office. And so Maurice is visiting, and Maurice is like, what are you gonna do with this space? And Jalen is like, well, he's gonna be working with his mother in the real estate area, flipping houses and so on. And Maurice is worried because he thinks that because Jalen is somewhat occupied with a 9-to-5 job and solely focusing on that 9-to-5 job, how is he going to get his feet into the real estate realm if he's not actively doing anything yet to solidify his kind of spot in that area? And so that's the same conversation he had with his mother, Kimmy, prior in the last episode. So basically, Jalen is telling him, well, the job is for sustainability, so I need the job. However, Maurice is telling him that you could have both. You could have sustainability through your job at this moment, but you also need to start working or getting the groundwork done, or get the groundwork started for your real estate endeavors, because that is essentially what you want to do. And to me, that makes a lot of sense. And somebody in the comments said that Maurice wasn't listening to Jalen, but I feel like he listened, but to him, he feels like his points are not necessarily it's somewhat of an excuse. You can work and you can begin with the real estate business. And I agree with Maurice. Like, if the business that you're currently in is not what you want to be in for the rest of your life, it's not your dream job, then I feel like you should begin to start doing some work. Maybe it becomes something small, like shadowing Marceau, seeing what Marceau is doing and trying to emulate that, see the mistakes, try to see how you could do it better. That is a really good way to do that. Another thing is, Maurice said he invested in $1,000 home. And so I feel like Jalen could possibly do that as well. I don't know where they sell $1,000 homes now, but I feel like I understand Maurice's point, and I feel like it's good advice for Jalen, okay? Because what will happen is that if you stay in a job and solely do that job for a period of time, you become somewhat out of touch with the field that you really want to get into, because your focus is not on starting to plant seeds in your field of interest. Your sole focus is trying to just sustain yourself financially. So doing both, I believe, makes a lot of sense, and for that I agree with Maurice. Now let's go over to Martell and Mel. So Martell and Mel decide to meet at their old office to discuss how they're going to share the assets. Now Martell leads with, oh, this is the first time we've been here without us being together or being husband and wife. And it's like, how is that important? At the end of the day, you're the one that broke up this relationship. So why are you now bringing up the fact that this is the first time that you guys are not together within the office space? What are you trying to prove? What are you trying to start? Anyways, Melody is like, about the business. She's like, okay, so this, so that, what are we doing? And Martell is trying to slow her down to continue to, I guess, lay the ground rules about what she is and is not supposed to do at this meeting. He doesn't want her to hit below the belt. But I don't believe Melody came there to hit below the belt. Melody came with her laptop ready to discuss the assets. I did not see one aspect of that meeting where Melody wanted to start drama. But for some reason, Martell wants to lead with this every time, trying to make us believe that Melody is this messy person when she was being very professional in that meeting. So everything he's doing with Melody is to try to malign her name, is to try to make people think that she's not the person that she is. And I just feel like, as a man, it's just so, like, deplorable to do something like that and to keep doing that. Anyway, she's like, okay, let's talk about the businesses. So they talk about Holt and Holt. So Holt and Holt, I believe, is their real estate firm that they had together. And they have no problem dissolving that. Mel agreed, Martell agreed. Martell says he doesn't want anything to do with their past businesses. Fine. Melody was like, okay. Then the next thing they discussed was the 47 acres. The 47 acres that the friend spoke about previously, the 47 acres that he discussed with his father figure. The 250,000 profit. 47 acres. The 47 acres that the business no longer wants him to be a face of. And I believe the 47 acres that hasn't been secured yet. And that is precisely why the 47 acres is pending. So there's that. So nothing is happening for the 47 acres. It's at a standstill. Now they're talking about Embrace Beauty. Embrace Beauty is the company that Melody started, or we saw her start last season, sorry. Not last season, but the season before the break. It's her skincare line. So they discussed 15%, and I suppose he was fine with that. And then Melody told him that she doesn't want to give him anything. I suppose it's because Melody thinks that this is her company. She was the face for it, and she is the soul. She feels like she put all the work into that. But Martell feels like he was helping her financially. So he feels like he should be getting more than 15%. And Melody said, I don't want you to get anything. And then that made him really angry. And just at that moment, I realized why Martell kept wanting his wife back and wanting his family back. It wasn't necessarily because he wanted Melody. Because if he wanted Melody, he wouldn't be cheating with the side woman unprotected. But what he really wanted was to secure his assets and funds, right? And so when he realized that that divorce was definitely going to happen, there's no let's get back together that would make her come back and change her mind. Now it came to me that he just doesn't want to lose his assets. He just doesn't want to lose financially. And this is why he's scared. He's scared. He's already lost his family. He's scared that he's going to lose his finances and his security. Because remember, he has another family to take care of and another baby to feed. And he feels like Melody's trying to attack him financially. So he's it's showing up as frustration, that he's very annoyed with her, right? That's why after the fact he says, you know what, I'm not going to try to hurt you in that way. I want you to treat me how I treated you, and so on and so forth. And in my head, I'm like, so you want her to betray you because you betrayed her? Do you want her to slander you because that's what you did to her? Okay? Do you want her to treat you all these negative ways that you treat her because according to you, you want to be treated how you treat people? Okay? So is that what you're trying to say? Because I'm confused. But anyways, he doesn't want Melody to block any of his revenue streams. Okay? He doesn't want Melody to make it difficult for him to make money moving forward. And my thing is, don't blame Melody now that your revenue streams are being compromised. It had nothing to do with Melody and everything to do with you and what you did. You chose to have another woman. You chose to go back and forth between households talking about you as coming home. He continues to say that he was coming home after cheating. Melody, I'm sorry, Martell, it's disgusting of you to keep repeating that. All that proves, according to Melody, is that you cheated well. It doesn't make your acts noble because you came home at timely hours. In fact, it makes it more disgusting. Okay? It makes the fact that you cheated for so long despicable, because it meant that you did a good job for a long time of maintaining your wife and your side woman. But as people say, what you do in the dark, it always comes to light. And in that case, that's what happened. As a result of your infidelities and now your divorce, the companies want nothing to do with you. And you cannot blame Melody for that. Blame yourself. Take accountability for your actions, Martell. I'm really sick of you, Martell. Every time I watch this show, I want to jump through the screen and choke you, Martell. Martell, do better as a man. I don't know if the next episode is going to get any better. I don't think it will. But at least at the end of this season, I really hope that you learn from this. You see how you look? You look disgusting. You look devilish. You look deplorable. But anyways, let's move on. So, Melody says, you know what? I'm not going to share my company with you, Embrace. I'm going to dissolve it. Martell got heated. And to be honest, I liked to see it. Maybe I'm just as petty as Melody. I don't know. The last thing they discuss before Melody walks away, is the infidelity that he keeps on saying that Melody did. He keeps on saying Melody cheated. Now, Melody said during the divorce, there was a break where they were not talking with each other. She moved out. She had moved out a couple of times in the marriage. She moved out and she was talking to people. But she said that she was talking to people because her intention was not to get back with Martell. Her intention was to leave. But we all know she got back with him. He believes that because you was speaking to other men and other people within the marriage, it was cheating. Melody believes that what she did and what he did is completely different. And that what she did is not cheating, but what Martell did is cheating. Now, if we look at it from a perspective of a marriage, you sign papers that said you're married. You sign papers that say you're going to forsake all others but your partner. So, in my opinion, they both somewhat broke their marriage vows. But if you want to talk about the severity of the infidelity, that's a different story. However, if we look at the nature of Melody's talk or talking to whoever it is that she spoke to, if it was something of just a friendship and she was just venting with these people, then that's one thing. In my opinion, that's not cheating or committing infidelity. But if it was of a sexual nature, or if it was of a nature where she was planning to get with the person or people, then that's a different issue. As of now, we don't know the nature of their situation. Martell claims to have the receipts, and he is of the belief that Melody cheated on him. So anyways, Melody walks out because she's tired of him always saying that she cheated, okay, as an excuse for his cheating. Because if in fact it was a cheating situation, you, Martell, with your ego, I just don't foresee you staying in that relationship, Martell. If indeed she cheated, like you want us to think she did, I don't believe you'd stay. So I just feel like at this point it's just trying to, as I said last time, hold on to any straw that he could find to make Melody seem like this terrible person. He's implying that Melody perhaps had a sexual relationship with these guys, and Melody told him absolutely not. You see what he's doing? He's planting seeds of doubt in our heads about Melody. But the thing is, it's just not changing the fact that you continuously cheated on your wife for years, and that's why you guys are, and got her pregnant, and that's why you guys are getting a divorce. It's like no matter what Melody did, it doesn't really make what he did better, and I feel like that's what he's not understanding. She did what she did, but then you did what you did. Own what you did. And stop bringing it to Melody did this and Melody did that. No. At the end of the day, it's you. Just accept what you did and stop saying what she did as a way to make what you did a smaller issue. It doesn't become a smaller issue. Anyways, he seems to not understand that. But now, Marceau and Tisha discuss how they're going to set up their homes in their estate. The Marceau Manor, right? Not Marceau Manor, sorry, the Scott Manor. So they're discussing whether to have a children's room or not. Marceau is not thinking they need a children's room. Tisha is thinking they need a children's room, whatever the case may be. So this guy comes along, Chris, knocking on the door. Marceau goes to see what's happening. Chris came to offer Marceau an opportunity to either bid or to work on the 47-acre property that Martell was discussing. And Marcel said he's going to think about the situation. And it's not like Chris is going behind Martell's back. This is what Martell wanted. Remember the last meeting, he also put in Marceau's name as part of the property, and Chris was confused. Well, it's not something where Chris is going behind their back. Martell wanted that to happen. So Marceau is like, well, okay, I'm going to think about it. I'm going to look into it, and I suppose I'll let you know about it. So he discusses with Letitia, and Letitia is like, I want nothing to do with this. Like, we've worked with Melody and Martell before and have had bad business arrangements and situations, so let's not go into that. Marceau wants to do it anyway. He says he's going to be proceeding cautiously, and he feels like he doesn't have to be working with the Holts. They could work separately on the property and still be able to get it done and get money from it. So that's that. Now, let's go over to Jalen's event. So Jalen's mother, Kimmy, decided to throw him somewhat of a little party, a little graduation party for him. And everyone was invited. Everyone on the set was invited. Destiny showed up first. Then the other guests came. Melody came. Melody was dressed, wow, so sexy. I've never seen Melody so sexy before. Like, her breasts, her things were like looking very good in that bra. Anyway, she came. Miss Wanda came. People didn't think that Miss Wanda was invited, but Miss Wanda came. Kimmy is like, who invited Miss Wanda? And it was a little bit awkward. They didn't want Miss Wanda there. Nobody wanted Miss Wanda there. It was a very uncomfortable situation for Melody because Melody doesn't speak to Letitia that much. She doesn't speak to Marceau. She doesn't speak to Miss Wanda. She doesn't speak to Martell, and Martell was also invited. So after they did this beautiful speech for Jalen, Martell comes along, and Melody's like, you know what? It's time for me to go. I told you I'd stay here after your speech. You've had your speech. I'm leaving now. So she left. So as she was leaving, Wanda runs to go say what she had to say to her. And she's telling Melody, well, Martell is no good, and you'll definitely find somebody else, and I know what you're going through, and so on. And Martell has his name from a table and gets up to go confront Miss Wanda. He's saying to Miss Wanda, oh, you've been talking about my children, and why are you talking about my children? And his whole demeanor was so aggressive, like he wanted to beat Miss Wanda up. So it was a really complicated situation because nobody was listening to Martell. Miss Wanda was trying to talk to Melody. Melody trying to listen to Miss Wanda. Both of them are ignoring Martell. Destiny is trying to hold Martell back from whatever he wants to do with Miss Wanda. It looks like he wanted to beat her. Melody's like, I don't want to be here right now. This is a very awkward situation. She doesn't want to be anywhere near her nasty, disgusting husband. And Miss Wanda is like telling her things, and she's like, this is not the time. This is not the place. This is not the type of situation I want you to tell me all these nice words to. Like, I'm just not. Melody was like, I just want to leave. I just want to go. It was such an awkward situation. Now, when Melody walks off, Destiny comes back to try to restrain Martell. Because Martell really looked like he wanted to beat up Miss Wanda. But Miss Wanda looked like she could have held her own. Right? Miss Wanda looked like she wasn't scared. But I was kind of worried because it looked like, at this point, Martell wanted to beat up Miss Wanda. And that was not a good look. That did not look very good at all. You as this big man, you're trying to beat up a woman, a lady. I believe no matter what she did or said, that wasn't the approach to have with her. At the end of the day, you're on a show and viewers are seeing this and you're not looking any better. So besides his infidelity, another reason why he's lost his dignity and respect is just how he's approaching things. Look at how he's coming towards Miss Wanda. Is that respectful? Would anybody respect something like that? No matter what Miss Wanda did or said, would anybody respect a man coming up to a woman in such an aggressive way? No. And Destiny had to tell him, well, don't let the woman buck you up and get you this upset. It doesn't look good, Martell. Martell, it does not look good. You look so much more like an a-hole every episode, Martell. Your respect and dignity is almost at zero, Martell. Anyways, I forgot to add Letitia meets Destiny at her store. Destiny has a beauty supply store and Letitia went there to look for products for her children's hair since it's their wash day. And they discussed she invited Destiny to the Mommy Business podcast because Destiny is a business owner and Destiny is a new mom. So they also discuss Destiny's relationship with Kimmy. Destiny feels like Kimmy is holding on to past grudges and she's over it at this moment. But then she doesn't understand why Kimmy is holding on to it. Kimmy doesn't really know why. Letitia is not understanding what's the issue. Letitia is saying, have you spoken to Kimmy? And I don't think they've had a proper conversation as yet. But I believe they will in the next episode. Well, Tisha and Mel. Destiny asked Letitia about her and Melody. And Letitia says that she doesn't know why they have issues. It may be because of the husbands. It may be because of the fact that Melody is saying that the business logo that she has is quite similar to what Melody has and maybe implying that Letitia stole her logo. Now, the logos do look quite similar. They both have M and B. Of course, Letitia was like, well, it's two different businesses. It doesn't matter if it's two different businesses. The logo does look similar. Of course, Letitia's logo is MB, Mommy Business, I suppose it stands for. And Melody's logo is Embrace for her skincare company. So it does look very similar. Okay, it really does. Destiny seems to believe that maybe she did copy a little of it. I don't know. It does look quite similar though. Now, the last thing that happened is whilst Martell is fighting with Miss Wanda and so on. Oh, I forgot. So whilst when Melody leaves, Wanda and Martell, they go at it. And Wanda is like, why are you acting like a bee? Martell is calling her a bee. And at this point, it's like, oh, it was a very draining situation to watch. And it's like, oh my gosh, I cannot. Even I could not. I was like, Martell does look really bad. He looks worse than Miss Wanda because he's engaging with her. And it's just like, at the end of the day, it's like actions speak louder than words. You're trying to malign Melody's name, but at the end of the day, if you look at both of their actions, Martell is the one damaging his name further. It's not Melody doing it to him, it's him doing it to himself. Fighting with Miss Wanda. Are you gonna beat Miss Wanda, Martell? Wanted to beat Miss Wanda? Either way, it didn't look good. Anyways, the last scene was that Kimmy and Tisha are kind of going back and forth. Tisha thinks that Kimmy was a bit disrespectful to Miss Wanda, even though she wasn't invited. The fact that she was there, she believes that Kimmy should have treated her better, not joked about the situation because it was a little bit embarrassing. But Kimmy feels like, well, she wasn't invited. Why was she there? Right? And so they was fighting about that. And then the whole thing about it is, if Miss Wanda wasn't there, there probably wouldn't be all this drama. To be honest, there probably wouldn't be all this drama. And I feel like Kimmy has had it with Miss Wanda. And next episode, she's gonna, I guess, stop people from inviting Miss Wanda to her events. Miss Wanda has been banned from any Kimmy event. And of course, Letitia is taking that offensively because that is her mother. We also see that they continue off from Jalen's party. So we're gonna see what happens from there. You guys, let me know if you agree with me about my review of Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 2 Episode 13. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you like Martell? Do you hate Martell? What is going on? Do you feel like Melody's handling this very well? Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, and see you next time on The Ranting Shop. Bye!